You ever get that restless feeling, like the whole city's holding its breath, waiting for a spark that might just ignite a revolution? Like the blue and silver aren't just colors anymore. They're a promise hanging on the edge of something that's about to explode? The kind of promise that's been so painfully close, yet maddeningly out of reach for decades now. And yet suddenly, it smells different this year. Raw, electric, almost unforgiving. As Detroit Lions fans, we've been through the ringer, the pain, the heartbreak, the funerals of hope that come with every lost season since '91. We've watched dreams crumble like autumn leaves, raising our fists to the sky, screaming at the NFL gods for a break that never came. But this year, this season, there's a tremor in the air, something deeper than just hype. It's a whisper from inside the sanctum, behind closed doors where executives sit tight-lipped and nerves. Frey, a whisper of a secret move that could shift everything. You don't want to blink on this one because insiders are whispering a name, a lifeline, an answer to the riddle of our past rush desperation. A name that could turn our defense from a sieve into a fortress. It's Za'Darius Smith. Yes, the Za'Darius Smith, the warrior edge rusher who stormed into Ford Field last season, not just as a hire, but as a dead-set game changer. The kind of player who doesn't just chase the quarterback. He hunts him down with rage and precision. You know we've been chasing that elusive, crushing presence opposite Aiden Hutchinson, right? Hutch, that unstoppable force of nature, the pride of Motor City, whose very footsteps rattle stadium foundations, but even he can't do it alone. Za'Darius was the missing thunderbolt, the player who leveled offenses enough to give us a fighting shot to make noise in the postseason. And here's what cuts deepest. Za'Darius wants to come back. He's voiced it clearly, with no smoke or mirrors. He found a home in Detroit, in the roar of the crowd, in the grit of Dan Campbell's locker room culture. He felt like a leader here, a pillar for the young lions rising around him, and a driving force in this city that demands toughness. Yet, with the season nearly at our doorstep, and the roar of the crowd ready to shake the stands again, the holdout, the silence from Brad Holmes and the front office, it's deafening, and it's terrifying. Smith's absence isn't just a hole. It's a crater that could swallow this defense hole. And guess who's waiting in the wings? A figure we know all too well. Someone who helped shape our offense and then turned his back to walk into enemy lines. Ben Johnson, the architect of our explosive offense, who dared to take his genius to Chicago. And now, the nightmare scenario of potential alliance forming across enemy lines, with Johnson possibly wielding his influence to lure Za'Darius Smith into a Bears uniform. Right in our division, right in our face. The bitter taste of betrayal is thick in the air. Can you feel your stomach twist just thinking about it? To lose a player who not only fits perfectly, but wants to be here. To watch him don the colors of a rival, coached by the very man who once held our playbook, it would crush us. It would be a gut punch that reverberates far beyond the stat sheet, fracturing the momentum we fought tooth and nail to build. This season isn't just another chapter. It's the most pivotal turnaround Michigan has seen in years. ESPN's lighting us up with primetime spotlight games, national eyes fixated on whether the Lions will finally shed the legacy of disappointment. The whole city, from Cass Corridor to Corktown, is holding on, hearts pounding, waiting to see if this is the year we rewrite the story. But what if this gamble on patience blows up in our faces? What if the front office hesitates, and that hesitation shifts the balance of power in the NFC North forever? We face a cruel countdown, a strategic chess match where every move could be the difference between glory and collapse. This isn't just about a roster spot. It's about pride, about legacy, about finally building something unbreakable. And if Brad Holmes doesn't act soon, if the domino falls just the wrong way, you can bet the Bears will be thanking him for the gift they're poised to unwrap. So, Lions fans, here's the call to arms. Sound off in the comments with everything you've got. Say your prayers. Scream your frustrations. Let the world know the spirit of Detroit is alive and burning. Because if Za'Darius Smith walks away, it won't just be a lost player. It'll be a dagger in the heart of this season's hope. And you better believe, as sure as the snow falls on cold January nights, Detroit will come for blood. And now the fuse is lit. All that's left is to watch, to wait, and to brace us for the explosion. Light the torches, Lions Nation. This isn't just a rallying cry. It's the thunderous call that signals the dawn of a new era. The moment we've all waited for, but dared not believe would come after so many seasons of heartbreak. It's the moment where every scar, every tear, every sleepless night spent wondering if this city would ever see the greatness it's destined for, could finally ignite into a blazing inferno that consumes doubt and frustration alike. We've been living in shadows, haunted by demons from decades past those blackouts on our hopes. Whether it was the gut-wrenching collapse of 17, or the every-year promise that was broken like shattered glass in the wind. We've seen our pride battered, our dreams deferred, as players and coaches came and went, each leaving their mark like ghostly echoes of what could have been. But now I tell you, this season is different. We're on the edge of a precipice one. Step away from tipping into glory or falling back into the abyss, and the tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. Inside those locker rooms, under those stadium lights, I can feel the whispers of a revolution brewing. The unspoken acknowledgement that this team is on the cusp of something magnificent. The players know it, the fans feel it. Even the opponents sense a shift in the air, and that gnaws at them more than any game plan ever could. And at the heart of it, the linchpin Za'Darius Smith, the relentless beast who stormed through defenses last season with the fury of a Detroit winter storm. He's not just a player. He's a symbol of everything we fought for. His desire to come back, his love for this city, it's real, it's raw, and it's infectious. Yet here we sit, waiting, because the front office's silence is deafening. Brad Holmes, mastermind of this rebuild. He's been playing chess in a game where every move feels like walking a tightrope over a pit of snapping claws. Is he holding back sights of a bigger move, or is he hesitating in fear? The ink on his signature could be the difference between a defense that roars and one that crumbles. Meanwhile, the NFC North, our fiercest rivals, are sharpening their claws, eyes gleaming with malice. The Bears, who are quietly stockpiling weapons, whisper sweet nothings to Johnson, the offensive genius who once called Detroit home, now plotting with their new arsenal. They see our hesitation, our delay, as an invitation to strike a decisive blow and push us further into the shadows of the playoff elite we've only glimpsed from a distance. What they don't understand is the soul of Detroit, that gritty, relentless spirit that survived the dark nights of despair, that heart that beats hardest when the odds stack against us, that refuses to accept defeat as the final chapter. Because even in the darkest days, we remember Dan Orlovsky running out of the back of his own end zone, a failed escape that somehow became a symbol of resilience, of fighting against all odds. We remember Calvin Johnson standing atop Ford Field, shoulders squared, defying age and gravity, demanding we witness greatness. We remember Barry Sanders slipping through defenses, a blur of fury and grace, leaving defenders grasping at airproof that purity of talent can forge legends despite every obstacle cast before us. We fought through the shadows of Caldwell's firing, the wild card heartbreaks, the injuries, the missteps, each setback fueling our fire rather than dousing it. Last season's playoff push sparked hope again, shimmering like sunlight breaking through storm clouds, only for some to whisper it was a tease, a fleeting moment in a long, painful saga. But this year, this could be the one where everything aligns, where the stars finally shine down on Detroit's renaissance. If only we find the right move, the right piece to complete the puzzle. And now, as we stand on the brink, the question: Hang's heavy will Brad Holmes finally act? Can he sweep aside the doubts and deliver the move that shatters the NFL's complacency? Because if Za'Darius Smith, who's already etched his name into our collective memory as a Lion walks away to a division rival, that moment will echo through eternity, a dagger lodged deep into the heart of our hope, a reminder that even The fiercest warriors can be lost in the treacherous game of chess that is NFL roster building. The stakes have never been higher, and every second feels like eternity. Because we know in our bones, this city's destinies intertwine with this call to action. It's written in the sweat and grit of every game, every play, every heartbreak. That's shaped us. The question is, are we willing to risk it all to see our dreams die or come alive? Are we ready to go all in on this blue and silver revolution? The fuse is burning, Detroit, and the inevitable explosion looms just beyond the horizon. So tell me, are we prepared to face what's coming, or are we going to watch it all slip through our fingertips, fading into the cold winter night as the shadows of regret threaten to swallow us whole?